works so much better with the power on. Alright. This power's going to go out. We're going to get ATIS. Alright, COM 2. Go. 3.
Temperature 23, dew point 19er, altimeter 3006, ILS runway 12 approaching east. Notice the airman taxiway delta between taxiway Golf and approach and runway 30 closed. Taxiway hotel closed, runway 12 and runway 16 run up pads closed. VOR Alpha Bravo Charlie and Delta approach is not authorized. Unlit tower 4.9er, miles northwest of the Beaumont VOR 493 AGL. Arrivals contact Houston approach 121.3, departures contact clearance delivery 118.3, VFR departure state destination and altitude, advise on initial contact you have hotel. Jack Brooks Regional Airport information hotel 1253 Zulu, wind, calm, visibility 10, sky clear below 12,000, temperature 23, dew point 19er, altimeter 3006, ILS runway 12 approaching east. Notice the airman taxiway delta between taxiway Golf and approach and runway 30 closed. Taxiway hotel closed. Runway 12 and runway 16 run up pads closed. VOR Alpha Bravo Charlie and Delta approach is not authorized. Unlit tower 4.9er, miles northwest of the Beaumont VOR 493 AGL. Arrivals contact Houston approach 121.3, departures contact clearance delivery 118.3, VFR departure state destination and altitude, advise on initial contact you have hotel. Jack Brooks Regional Airport information hotel 1253 Zulu, wind, calm, visibility 10, sky clear below 12,000, temperature 23, dew point 19er, altimeter 3006, ILS runway 12 approaching east. Notice the airman taxiway delta between.
Alright. So I got winds calm, visibility 10 miles, sky clear below 12,000 feet, temperature 3, 2.19er, altimeter 3006. Runway 12 in use.
Boom.
South, alright. Where we're going to go, the west practice area, or do we want to state?
Yeah, we'll just go west practice area.
2,000, 3,000?
Just say below 3.
Below 3. We're still on COM 2. Beaumont clears delivery Warrior 8204 Juliet at the east ramp with hotel VFR departure to the west practice area. Request 3,000.
Warrior 8204 Juliet Beaumont clearance. Roger, sir. Stand by when I'll put you in.
I need to acknowledge that. Stand by. Okay.
Warrior 8204 Juliet, maintain VFR out of below 3,000, departure frequency 119.5, squawk 0452.
Maintain VFR at or below 3,000, tower frequency 119.5, squawk 0452, 04 Juliet.
04 Juliet, that is correct.
COM 1, 24185. Beaumont Tower Warrior 8204 Juliet at the east ramp with hotel ready to taxi.
Warrior 8204 Juliet, Beaumont ground, runway 12, taxi via Delta, hold short, runway 16.
Runway 12 via Delta, hold short 1604 Juliet. Alright. taxi via Delta. We're going here. Hold short here. Cross one.
I like it.
Thank you. Bifocal.
Nice.
You ready, brother?
I'm ready.
All right, let me scoot up on the brakes.
Alright, so what's the first thing you do if you lose an engine during flight?
Set the glide speed,
Which is?
73 knots.
There you go. 3 rules of flying. Aviate, navigate, communicate, in that order.
Okay.
Don't worry about taking a radio call on short final. You got other stuff to do. Unless it's abort, abort, abort.
Okay.
Gas truck on the runway.
All right.
Which my next question would be, what in the world is a gas truck doing on the runway? But otherwise, if they're asking you a question, like they want you to, sometimes, especially on an instrument, well, I say especially, when you're doing an instrument flight and you're coming in through a ceiling, a lot of times the tower will ask you, when able, report tops and bottoms.
Okay.
And if they're polite and they know what they're doing, they'll ask you when you first report on tower frequency. But I have had them ask me during the round out.
Really?
Yeah. In which case, you just ignore them until you're done on the runway and you start taxiing off. But do not ever try to put something in front of that aviate port part of the flying.
Did you eat his ass out like the old aviator did you told me about?
No, I don't have the balls to do that. I don't think. I was very polite. It was when I was instructing, and I had a new student that I was introducing to instrument flying, and so I had taken him. One good thing about California is if you can go west towards the coast, and in the morning, almost every morning, get actual if you want it.
Really?
Yeah, and so I was taking him and another guy. We'd alternate, early mornings. We'd leave at 7, and we'd either go to like Livermore or Hayward or Santa Rosa, and almost always guaranteed to have a layer.
Oh, wow.
And we were flying into Livermore one day, and maybe it was Hayward, one of those two. During the round out, guy was like, when able, report tops and bottoms. And I was like, ignore that, keep landing.
Wow.
And we got off, and I called him and told him the numbers. But I waited until we taxied off and made a point of telling
Waiting
him.
until then, good for you.
Yeah, I was like, don't ever talk to these guys while you're taking off or landing.
We're 8204 Juliet, cross runway 16 at Delta.
Cross 16 at Delta, 04 Juliet.
Because they'll do that to you here during takeoff. I've had them do it to us. Like, we'll be at 100 feet. And it doesn't seem like that critical, but anything below 500, you need to have hand on the throttle full forward.
Yeah.
And not really doing anything else. At 400 feet on an IFR flight, you can start your turn, but you don't, I don't think, need to be answering questions at 100 feet off the ground. So that Cessna 210 back there in the shop, I was flying it in the other day with the owner.
Yeah.
And we started when he extended the gear coming back in, we smelled like an electrical kind of burning and smell, and we got a low voltage light on annunciator.
Whoa!
And we had a discharge, and so came back in and I squawked it, and I told Kyle that I thought it was the alternator.
I copy clearance to cross.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, I confirm. And we're cleared across 16, and 16 looks clear.
All right. So y'all were checking it?
Yeah, so we put it in the shop, and I called yesterday to check on it, and they said that it indeed was the alternator, and they were having to replace it.
Wow.
Yeah. Made me feel good, though, that I diagnosed the problem
Nice.
correctly. I got lucky, but
I believe it's more than luck.
well, you learn about that stuff in private training, and Just never have to apply it. If that had happened during flight, I guess.
Want to turn on here for a run up, or just hold, or where do you want?
You know, the wind's not really enough. What I would do is just kind of swing out here to the right and then point back towards the whole short line.
Okay, thank you.
That way you don't do a 180 out here.
Thank you.
The biggest thing I'm concerned with when you do a run up is that your prop wash is going somewhere safe. So here it's going in the grass.
Let me get straight. All right. Brake set. Ready for a brake set, fuel's proper tank. We're both full. Trim for takeoff. Flight controls left, up. Alright, flight controls.
You do that like military box pattern. Is that where you learned that?
Steve showed me.
I like it.
Yeah, we don't have, so we're 306. Boarding a mixture.
Yep, so what you're checking on these guys is that this is at 0. This is level within 5 degrees, which it is.
Okay.
This has been set and it's within 75 feet of your field elevation.
Okay.
This is 0, and if it's ever not 0, then whatever you have, you use as your new 0.
Okay.
So if it's ever showing a 200 foot per minute climb while you're sitting on the ground, that's your new 0.
Okay.
And then wings level, balls in the cage.
Alright.
This you want to usually make sure that it's matching this, and make sure that this is floating freely with no cracks, leaks, or bubbles.
Sweet. Say that as many times as you want.
Yeah, so my flow, airspeed's at 0, attitude indicators level within 5 degrees, altimeter's been set within 75 feet of field elevation, VSI is at 0 or VSI is at 100, which will be our new 0. Heading indicator matches our compass, is floating freely, no cracks, leaks, or bubbles, wings level, balls in the cage.
So just go around.
Yep.
Clockwise turn. I like it.
Yeah,
All right,
do it a couple hundred times and it'll be ingrained.
Alright, here's some best power. Primer is in and locked. Going for 2,000 RPM, we'll do a mag check, carb heat check, check vacuum. Alright. Fuel pump. 2,000 RPM. Not hesitating, we'll go back. It again. Better, that's always the case. Left my good. Carb heat is on. Off. Good. Vacuum 5 inches.
Yep, 5.2.
Alright, alternator hit charging. Oil temperature is coming up in the green. We have fuel pressure, oil pressure is good. Check idle. Idle, go back to 1,000. Idle check closed off. Alright.